Hey everyone, I'm Jay.
And I'm Sean.
And we watched a movie.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did. It's called I Used to Go Here. And it's new to rent on VOD. So it's an indie little comedy starring Gillian Jacobs and Jemaine Clement. Gillian Jacobs plays a woman in her mid-30s who's just had her first novel published. And it's a little anticlimactic maybe for the struggle that goes into writing a book. Her publishers are like, it's not selling as much as we'd hoped, and by the way, your book tour is canceled. So when she gets her like 8th invitation to yet another friend's baby shower, and she's posing with all of the belly bumps, and all she's got in front of her belly is a copy of the book she wrote, whose cover she hates. And she's starting to feel like maybe this wasn't worth the investment. There's a little regret there, a little sadness, which is too bad. So there's a little offer of redemption when an old college professor calls her up and says, why don't you come give a reading at her alma mater? So it's Professor David, played by Jemaine Clement. He was, I think, a first-year professor when she was in school, and he was sort of her mentor, so she's excited to go back and revisit her glory days when she had so much promise in front of her, now that she's had life's disappointment slap her right in the face with a hardcover book. It's rough. So off she goes back to college, and that ends up being more true than just stopping by on a stop in a book tour. She goes back to college and then she kind of stays there, I think beyond what any one reading would reasonably require. She happens to get billeted at a B&B across the street from her old dorm or frat house or whatever you want to call it. Seems to be a bunch of boys, rowdy boys living there now. Stinky boys. And she just drifts over one night and never leaves. She's sleeping on their couch in various t-shirts that they throw her away, and she's getting involved in their love lives, and it just seems like it's easier, she's done this part of her life, so it's easier to deal with young people problems than her own problems, which are waiting for her back at home. So it's almost like a second coming of age for her, because she's gone back to, she's 15 years past this stage, but she's decided to just go back and stagnate there a little bit.
A little.
So could you relate to that feeling of wanting to just go back and hide?
I don't think I could.
No, even though you did it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no. Well, I wasn't alone.
What do you mean you weren't alone?
Well, I had lots of friends with me who did the same thing.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you mean?
Well, when I went back to high school.
Oh, no, I meant the other time.
Oh, the other time. Well, that was because I was interested in learning.
Sure.
Yeah. And I enjoyed learning.
Interested in learning / feeling adrift in the career path you had chosen and not really being satisfied. But he can't relate,
I guess
guys.
I can relate.
Even though he's done it a couple of times, it was different for him. He's super successful and very content. But not everyone is, and I think it is hard to you graduate college and you really believe you know the path that your life is going to take, but then you do get slapped with a hardcover book in some form or another. Life is going to ground you down a little bit. You're going to find out that, life versus expectations, it's not always what it's cracked up to be, and you do make some compromises along the way, and now she's wondering if it's been worth it. And if not, what else is there? Which is a scary question. And I think our generation and and the next one too, probably. Our parents mostly had one job that they worked their entire lives,
Yeah.
which is not going to be anyone's reality. Even if you stay in your profession, you're going to move around. But most people don't even stay in one profession anymore.
No.
That's very unlikely. So you do have to come to terms and think, oh, I'm 35, I see my friends are settling down, they have homes and babies. Do I really want to restart things? But sometimes a reboot is all there is.
It's part of the process now, for sure.
That's right. So, did you enjoy the movie?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty well done. I thought both Gillian Jacobs and Jemaine Clement were very good.
Okay.
As, I mean, Jemaine Clement always is.
Yes. And we just confessed in a recent review of Magic Camp, that I am not a Gillian Jacobs fan.
You're not? So, what did you think of this movie?
You know what? I was pleasantly surprised because I feel like this character could so easily be whiny. And I find, like I said this before, I watched her in Love before I watched her in Community. And in Love, she is, I think, not just a whiner, but a bad human being. And so I just got this bad taste of her, and it's coloring all of our shared future, me and Gillian. So I kind of expected it to go that way, and I think that character kind of leans that way maybe, but so I was surprised to enjoy her in the role and that she didn't. She really controlled it and made sure she stays sympathetic. And I think the direction from Kris Rey is really almost playful with it, even though these are, they're not easy light themes. This is real stuff to...
Yep.
She's literally almost looking at herself in a mirror 15 years ago and being like, yeah, your soul is about to be crushed. Yeah. I am that crushed soul. You know, that's a crazy way to look back.
It is.
And you're measuring yourself. So I think we are not people who are going to have a middle-aged crisis. We're just going to have a series of crises. Yes. And she's in one right now.
She is. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. You were pleased to see your boy Jorma Taccone pop up
for 30 seconds,
like he did in Magic. Yeah. No, it wasn't Magic Camp. It wasn't. It was something else. American Pickle.
Yeah.
It was American Pickle. Zoe Chao pops up again in a little role.
Briefly, yeah.
Yeah. We've been seeing a lot of these same people coming back lately.
We have.
But I always think it's good to get a take from a female director, a writer-director, Kris Rey. So I really enjoyed just the sort of levity she was able to bring to something that's a little bit of a tough swallow. I think anytime we're confronting our dilapidated dreams, when life just starts dulling you around the edges, it is tough. And it is tough when she's kind of listing the compromises that she has made, and all she has to show for it is this book that she herself is not really happy with.
Yeah,
because of those compromises.
That is disappointing.
So yeah.
Because it didn't go anywhere. Those compromises were for nothing. Mm-hmm.
So, you know, maybe she's got a lesson that you can learn by watching this movie. I mean, I hope that's what it's there for.
I think a little bit.
And maybe just to reassure us that we're not the only ones that feel that way sometimes.
Yeah, and you're going to get through it.
Yes, you are. Even if you have to...
Well, whatever. It's going to be big changes, potentially. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be open to that because life throws all kinds of things at you.
Yeah, it does.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I thought it was a good movie. It's not like a heavy watch by any means.
No, it's not.
I really like seeing Josh Wiggins in it. He is one of the college guys that she is hanging out with. And I first saw him at TIFF a couple of years ago now. He was starring in Little Big Ones, and he was really great in that. He recently had a small role in that Tom Hanks movie, Greyhound. So I think he is somebody we should all be keeping our eyes on. He is a young pup coming up, so he makes Gillian Jacobs feel old. I guess possibly I should also feel old.
Well,
Even though she's my elder, don't worry.
Yeah, but that's the point. That's part of the thing.
Yes, that's right. They're not our age mates anymore.
No, they're not. They're kids.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Mentally, it feels like it's not that long ago we were in school, and yet they do the math on it and figure when she was in college, they were in kindergarten. And when you say it baldly like that, it is horrifying. Never do the math. That is my lesson to you.
Yeah, it's a
Never
good
do the
lesson.
math. It never works out in your favor. That's the thing about math. It's a real bitch. Final thoughts?
It's worth a watch.
Worth a watch.
Yeah,
Worth
I
a
enjoyed
rent.
it. Worth a rent.
Good.
Yep.
I think so too. I think this is the kind of little indie comedies we're not getting to see a whole lot of theatrically anymore. And so it's nice that this one didn't have to go directly to Netflix. It's too bad that in this time right now when nothing is getting a theatrical release, knock wood, we hope we get some soon. But yeah, it's nice to see somebody being able to take a risk on a smaller script like this because they do tell important stories.
Yeah,
They don't all have to be about superheroes and...
No, they don't.
No.
And I mean, this is a relatable story, and I think that's its importance. There's no big life lessons here, but I think everyone will see a part of themselves in maybe a few characters.
That's right. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.